10 things that feel like investing but are actually making you poorer. Marcus feels like he's doing great with money. He's got a watch he bought as an investment 3 years ago. He's got a whole life insurance policy his agent called the best of both worlds. He's got a timeshare he uses every August. He's putting money into his company stock through payroll deduction. He just put a down payment on a rental property he found on a real estate Instagram account. If you asked Marcus, he'd tell you he's diversified. He'd tell you he's building wealth in multiple directions. He'd probably show you a spreadsheet. Here's what Marcus doesn't know yet. 4 of those 5 things are currently making him poorer, not underperforming, not slow to grow, actually mathematically making him have less money than if he'd done nothing at all. And the scary part? Every single one of them was sold to him using the word investment. That word, investment, has become one of the most dangerously misused words in personal finance because something can feel like investing, look like investing, even get called investing by the person selling it to you, and still be a wealth-destroying decision, dressed up in a suit. My name is Marcus, and today we're going through 10 things that people genuinely believe are building their wealth that are actually doing the opposite. Real math, real numbers, no mercy for the products designed to confuse you. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot every single one of these the moment someone tries to sell it to you. Let's start with the one that gets the most people. If you've ever sat through a whole life insurance pitch, you've heard some version of this. It's not just insurance, it's an investment. It builds cash value. You can borrow against it. It's the best of both worlds. Here's the math they don't walk you through. A typical whole life policy for a healthy 30-year-old male costs roughly $300 to $500 per month for $500,000 of coverage. Term life insurance, same coverage, same person, costs roughly $25 to $40 per month. That's a difference of $275 to $460 every month for decades. The insurance company tells you the difference is going toward your cash value, which grows over time. Here's what they don't emphasize. The average return on whole life cash value after fees, commissions, and the cost of insurance baked in runs 1 to 3.5% annually, and that's after the first 10 to 15 years, because in the early years, the vast majority of your premium goes to commissions and fees, not to your cash value at all. If that same person bought term life insurance for $30 per month and invested the difference, roughly $300 per month, into a simple index fund averaging 8% annually, here's the comparison after 30 years. Whole life cash value, approximately $180,000 to $220,000, highly variable by policy and company. Term life plus invest the difference, approximately $447,000. Same person, same insurance need, same monthly budget. One approach leaves them with half the money of the other. The insurance industry calls whole life an investment because that framing helps them sell a product with massive commissions. Often 50 to 100% of your first year's premium goes directly to the agent. Term life commissions are dramatically smaller, which is part of why it's pushed so much less aggressively. Timeshares are sold using language that deliberately mimics real estate investment. You're buying equity in a property. It's an investment in your family's future vacations. Property values only go up. Here's the actual math. The average timeshare costs $24,000 to purchase, plus annual maintenance fees averaging $1,000 to $1,500 per year that increase over time, often outpacing inflation. Here's the part the presentation conveniently skips. Timeshares have essentially zero resale value. According to the American Resort Development Association and multiple consumer reports, the resale market for timeshares is so saturated that many are listed for $1 on resale sites and still don't sell because buyers have to also take on the annual maintenance fee obligation. You don't buy equity in a timeshare. You buy the right to pay maintenance fees forever on an asset that's worth functionally nothing the moment you sign. Run the math. $24,000 purchase plus $1,200 per year maintenance fees for 20 years with no increase, which is optimistic, equals $48,000 total cost for vacation accommodations you could likely rent comparably for less with zero ongoing obligation and the freedom to go somewhere different every year. This isn't an investment, it's a prepaid, inflexible vacation subscription with a massive upfront fee and no exit option. I want to be careful here because this isn't all crypto is bad. Bitcoin and Ethereum have genuine arguments as speculative assets within a diversified portfolio in small amounts. This is specifically about the meme coin and next Bitcoin speculation pattern. Here's what the data shows. According to Chainalysis' 2025 Crypto Crime and Market Report, the vast majority of meme coins launched lose 95% or more of their value within 12 months of launch. The majority go to zero entirely. The psychological trap here is specific. People see a story about someone who put $500 into Dogecoin in 2020 and made $200,000. That story gets told constantly. What doesn't get told is the thousands of people who put money into the next meme coin, and the one after that, and the one after that, chasing the same story with the same amount of survivorship bias, making them think it's repeatable. A 2025 study tracking retail crypto trading accounts found that the average active meme coin trader loses money over a 12-month period, even accounting for the rare large wins, because trading fees, slippage, and the mathematics of buying assets with no underlying value compound against you. This isn't investing. Investing involves an underlying asset with cash flows, earnings, or genuine scarcity-driven value. This is gambling with extra steps and a Twitter following. This one is sneaky because it feels responsible, and sometimes it is the right call, depending on the interest rate. But the specific pattern of aggressively prepaying very low-interest debt while not investing is mathematically often a mistake. If you have a mortgage at 3%, common for anyone who bought or refinanced in 2020 to 2021, and you're putting extra money toward paying it off faster instead of investing in index funds averaging 8% historically, here's the math. Every extra dollar toward a 3% mortgage earns you a guaranteed 3% return, the interest you avoid paying. That same dollar invested in an index fund has historically returned roughly 8% annually over long periods. Over 20 years, $500 per month directed to extra mortgage payments versus invested in an index fund creates a difference of roughly $150,000 to $200,000 in favor of investing, even accounting for market volatility, because the math of compound growth at a higher rate dramatically outpaces the guaranteed but lower return of debt payoff at very low interest rates. This is not true for high-interest debt. Credit cards at 20% plus, personal loans at 10% plus. Pay those aggressively. No investment reliably beats those guaranteed returns. But conflating all debt payoff with smart financial behavior, regardless of the interest rate, costs people enormous amounts of opportunity cost over decades. Let's go back to Marcus. When Marcus actually ran the numbers on his diversified financial life, the watch, the whole life policy, the timeshare, the company stock concentration, the rental property bought on Instagram hype without real underwriting, here's what he found. The watch, worth roughly what he paid, maybe slightly less after dealer markup is accounted for. Not growing, not generating income. A nice watch, not an investment. The whole life policy on track to be worth roughly half of what term life plus invest the difference would generate over the same time frame. The timeshare, a $24,000 sunk cost, generating ongoing fees with essentially zero resale value. The company stock, now representing 35% of his total net worth, all tied to the same paycheck he depends on. The rental property, purchased without running real numbers on cash flow, currently losing money monthly after true expenses, banking entirely on appreciation that may or may not materialize. This isn't a story about Marcus being financially reckless. Marcus is thoughtful.
Marcus asks good questions. Marcus genuinely believed he was building wealth in multiple directions. He was building wealth in one direction, his salary, while 4 different products, each one marketed using the language of investing, quietly extracted value from him in the other direction. Here's the actual definition of investing that cuts through all the marketing. An investment is an asset that generates returns through genuine economic value creation, earnings, cash flow, productive use, purchased at a reasonable price relative to that value, with costs and fees that don't consume the majority of your potential return. Everything else is insurance dressed as investing, gambling dressed as investing, or a salesperson's commission dressed as investing.